How about now? You see me and hear me? Can you hear me now?
I don't hear
you. You hear?
Can you hear me now? I can hear everything's good to go there.
So there's just a little bit of a delay, it seems like. All right, there's like a 5-second delay.
So just a little bit of a delay, it seems like. Yep, there is. All right, there's like a 5-second delay.
Okay. And now I can present this. Oops. Okay, there I am now with it. Okay, that's better. So now we're at a point here where I can present this Draftkings lobby, I think.
You're about 7 to 8 seconds delay.
Right.
Present this Draftkings lobby, I think.
Do you want to click on one of these $3 best ball drafts? You want to get in one on like your phone or the computer and leave my stream on the other, and we'll just see it, how this is working. The funny part is I can hear myself in the speakerphone a little bit delayed, and it really messes with you bad.
Okay, so let me talk to you through the cell phone here. We'll use that as because that seems to be on point. Is it the fourth one down from the bottom, the 25/7 Megamax?
$3
Oh, that's baseball.
20 entry max. You got to go to NFL, then you got to go to best ball.
I'm going to turn the volume down on this. Okay, here we go. Now I'm with you. Best ball, 20 entry max. Tell me when you want to hit enter.
Hit enter, then you got to do it again, remember?
Yep, enter. I understand, enter. Yep, this is checking location.
Okay, mine says I'm all set. And it says 1 of 12 entrants.
2 of 12 entrants.
Okay, so we're good. Okay. All right, so there's that. Okay.
Get closer to your phone because I have my volume shut down on my computer, so I won't that loud. I'll get your phone closer. Is that message with you or that's on? Well, it's not like anybody's going to watch this video or anything, but if I was actually live streaming, I wouldn't be able to have the phone on, you know, like ideally with the live stream I could talk to you through the live stream and the chat, right? But we would have to type to talk in the chat. But once I start live streaming, that'll be, you know, something I'm doing all the time, and I'll be having to learn how to check up on the chat and stuff like that. But right now, I can't even see the chat. I don't even know where the chat is.
Okay, welcome to live chat. Okay, I see it. It's over here to the right. Oh, testing. All right, I see a chat on the right. I just wrote hello testing in there.
I wrote
let's go Buffalo or go Buffalo or something else. Back on Oscar.
I think there's going to be a delay and it'll probably come. Let me see.
Well, I did that like 8 minutes ago.
Oh.
A lot. Or maybe more.
Okay. Let's see. How in the heck did I work that then? From StreamYard overlay. Add a video clip. Okay. You can put background music in here if you want. Can you hear background music now? Can you hear background music in there now?
No. Oh, whoa. You're on the clock.
Okay, draft starts in a minute. I got first pick. Yeah, I got no idea what I'm doing. As far as like the live streaming and stuff goes here. Hopefully I don't have anybody watching besides you. Be looking like an idiot. Stream key.
I'm at the end.
So if you look at the computer right now, what's it look like? What do you see from me?
I see draft up 58 seconds, 50. Oh, you're 4 seconds behind.
But you see, but no picture of me?
Yeah, you're on the left. I see the draft board.
Okay. So I'm on there. So I don't see myself, which is fine. Is the picture of me clear?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see your shadow boxes. Stop asking me that. You ready to go?
Yeah.
3 seconds. Oh, you're up.
Drafting McCaffrey.
How the fuck is Justin Jefferson still in? Wow.
Right.
Do that before?
Okay. I'm gonna try this. Can you hear me now on the phone? Nice. I got a headset on now, and I can hear you, and the stream shouldn't hear you anymore. Okay, there's a step in the right direction. Oh, you picked 12. You picked back to back, and I picked back to back, but on opposite sides of the spectrum. Okay. Adams and Taylor, that's not a bad start. Okay. This is interesting. Like, yeah, I agree. I think this laptop version of Draftkings kind of sucks. I'm talking to you on the live stream, but no one can hear you, so I look like an idiot. I look like a crazy person. I'm sitting here talking to myself. No one can hear the other side of the story. But yeah, it's fine. Looks like I got 4 picks till I'm up. And you know, this early in the draft, there's really no strategy. You gotta like draft at least the 2 or 3, 4 best players available before you start building your strategy out. You know, I try to. I feel like you really can't have a strategy till the 4th round at the earliest. I mean, you can, but it's probably not in your best interest. It's probably best to see how things are unfolding. Right now, I'm on the clock. Best guys left are Ayuk, Kelsey, Laporta, Diggs, Samuel. I could go Ayuk. I like Ayuk. I do. I like him over Samuel. I like Mike Evans a lot too. He really ranked high in the advanced metrics last year. He was a top 5 receiver last year. You know, believe it or not, Baker Mayfield's better for Mike Evans than Tom Brady. Just Evans isn't really Brady's cup of tea. He never really did well throwing those patterns that Evans runs. I'm surprised Chris Godwin didn't have like 2,000 yards with Tom Brady. Okay, so I got no idea what's going on here, but it looks like type something in the chat if you can. I just want to see if it pops up on the YouTube page part. You don't have to do it while you have a pick coming or anything. Let's see, you got a little. No, give it. Wait till you go through the turn. You got it. It comes. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. I got no idea what's going on here. I'm just messing with everything. I'm just clicking in stuff and seeing what happens here. I'm almost up, huh? Okay. Yeah, I got. Oh, no, my little community here just announced that I was live right now, and I'm like, no. I got no idea. I'm just trying to push all the buttons here and see what happens. I don't even know. I feel like nothing's set up properly. I don't know what the heck I'm thinking. I'm just making bad picks even. I'm just so disoriented. So far, I have McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, and Joe Mixon. At least I didn't mess up my bye weeks because I didn't even realize what I had already. I probably shouldn't have went 3 running backs already. There's way too good a value in Draftkings late with running backs, but they do kind of all come off the board earlier than they do on Drafters. On Drafters, you can get a decent running back up until like pick 130, and on Draftkings, it's about a round earlier. The running backs go a little quicker around here. I don't know why. And you get a little better wide receiver value later. QBs seem to go just a little bit sooner around here too. Kind of pushes the wide receivers back just a touch. I've been doing a lot of these DraftKings leagues. I feel like comparative to Underdog and drafters, the DraftKings people are not as sharp, and you get a lot of, I don't know, you just get a lot of teams that aren't really that competitive being drafted, in my opinion. And I don't know, DraftKings, I didn't even know DraftKings had best ball till this year, so I'm a huge DraftKings guy. I don't know if they had it last year and I just somehow missed out on it. But I just learned about best ball last year, so I really don't know. Got into a little Underdog and a little DraftKings this last year. Probably had about 35 lineups, and this year I'm already up to 250 drafted lineups. And yeah, my fiance Chelsea's like, give me this look, you know, like you think you're gonna make money with these? She says, how much does a team cost? And I'm like, well, you know, some of them are $2. This one we're doing right now is $3. So it's, you know, this is a perfect opportunity for someone to learn. And I think that it's important to probably do like 5-10 of these cheaper drafts before you start investing $15, $20, $25 in the big tournaments, because there's just all kinds of beginner mistakes. And I think you got to see this board unfold a bunch of times, and you got to start realizing that guys you love at positions you can wait for sometimes, and you can avoid that position early in the draft, and you can start building out your team a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also noticing, I think these players are being listed as my rankings and not the ADP, and I'd like to switch that. Okay, there we go. That's how you switch that. Okay. I don't even know how to work these apps yet on the computer, because I've literally done almost all of my drafting on the mobile apps. I'm just sitting there on my phone all the time, and I got the YouTube video going on at the same time in my phone, and I'm moving. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All these tight ends just come off the board back to back. I was gonna take either Kittle hate it. I hate it. Oh, there's nobody slipped. No great tight ends left. Took some Zamir White. I don't have a lot of Zamir White. And he's a Raiders running back. I hate that pick. I already had Jacobs with bye week 10. Yeah, just not doing drafts on the laptop is it's going to take some learning. I'm going to have to just start drafting on the laptop so I get more comfortable with it. I just don't. They got better. It's better. The laptop's better. I mean, I think. So you see over by rank on the left that you can adjust your rankings in their app, but you can adjust it by ADP as well. If you go over to the right of the player, you can, and that's kind of handy. Like you can go in and rank the whole thing. And you can make it just how you like it, and then you can go toggle back and forth between the rankings and the ADP, and you can really check and see, if you have a guy ranked much higher and he might slide to you, and you can wait on a guy. Like for example, I have Tajay Spears ranked 124, his ADP is 107. So if I go by the rankings, I'm never going to draft Tajay Spears, my rankings. He's not going to be sitting there. He just doesn't linger like that. Zach Moss, I like that pick. I like Keon Coleman, man. I was really hoping George Kittle or Kyle Pitts was going to slide to me. I really hate my tight ends, and I'm not a fan of cobbling together some tight ends. If I can't get a tight end by Njoku, I usually don't even like my team. I just feel like I have a huge hole there, and I end up with a whole bunch of late round guys that I think could be pretty decent, like Jelani Woods, and I take Juwan Johnson sometimes. Yeah, I take Isaiah Likely a lot. When I have the quarterback, I'll just try to get correlation there. So if I miss out on my top targets at tight end, I just try my best now to switch the plan up and get as much correlation as possible. And sometimes I'll even take, if I'm waiting on a QB and I blew tight end, I'll even start looking and seeing if I can maybe get a QB and a tight end back to back. Like this draft, I'll probably end up taking Baker Mayfield in because I have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. It just makes sense. The thing about Chris Godwin this year is he is playing the Cooper Cup role in the Rams offense, and the Rams offensive quarterbacks coach, I believe, is the offensive coordinator there now. And he was saying that Chris Godwin playing that role is kind of like the key to their offensive success in his mind. So I'm sitting here at pick 96. I got Brock Purdy is the highest guy on my rankings. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, Brock Purdy. I think I'm gonna go Brock Purdy here. And then, oh man, Njoku's gone. I am not a big Bowers guy. You know, seconds here. I'm going to do it though. Bowers has got a lot of upside, and I need a tight end, and I don't think there's another guy in this draft that can possibly have the season Bowers can have if things work out. Bowers is like the best college football tight end in a decade, so he would have been picked ahead of Kincaid and Hawkinson had he left school the year before. I just don't trust the Raiders offense. I got Zamir White and I got Bowers. I mean, ugh. I don't even know who's the quarterback there. I still don't know how this chat works. I don't see. No, you're coming up. I feel like you're. All right. So I don't know, like, I can't tell anything yet as far as, like, I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't see anything like that on, like, is there analytics that I can check? I don't know. It looks like, okay, there's 2 live viewers, it looks like. So it must be you and my buddy Disco might be tuned in here. He is a great dude. He's been helping me more than anybody since I created this NFL DFS picks, and he's the guy that's invited me into their little community, and I didn't have any content yet, and he was really nice just to let me participate with those guys. And I think in the last month or so, we've all became pretty good buddies, and I definitely support Disco through anything he's got going on, his X and his YouTube, and I try to tune into everything I can. And even if I can't pay attention, I'll click on his video and like it and keep it quiet, just to help him grow. That was the guy I asked you if you could like his page the other day. He's Big Draft Energy on YouTube, but we call him Disco. He lives up in Canada. I am coming up here. It looks like I got a couple more picks, and oh man. Do I take Myers and oh man, I don't know. I just feel like when I'm at this stage in the draft, every single draft, I think to myself, if I don't get a starting running back on my team, I can't get a starting running back on my team anymore. Ezekiel Elliott's out here, and I already got a great running back room. I probably don't need Ezekiel Elliott. Oh man, I like Palmer's upside. I think Josh Palmer was probably going to be the leading receiver in the Chargers. I think in the history, when Keenan Allen's gone down in the past, he's stepped into that Keenan Allen role and done a good job. And when Mike Williams went down in the past, he stepped into that Mike Williams role and did a pretty good job. And I don't know how they're going to use him. My gut instinct tells me Ladd's in the Keenan role because Keenan worked most out of the slot, and that Ladd's probably going to get maybe the best potential to have, a really good season, but I don't really trust his college production. And Palmer's proven he can do that. The Keenan Allen role doesn't exist anymore. That's the main thing to really consider. Yeah. There is no more Keenan Allen role. That offensive coordinator's gone. We got Greg Roman now. Greg Roman's never really been known to feature the slot receiver in his offense. And it doesn't mean McConkey can't be great, but the wide receiver one, like Sammy Watkins, and the tight end, like Charles Clay, right here. We got an autograph played right there. Those guys did really well with Greg Roman when he was in Buffalo, and in Baltimore, the tight end and Hollywood Brown was really good with Greg Roman. He likes taking deep shots. He likes play action. He likes a receiver that can get downfield, track the ball. Let's say Quentin Johnson and DJ Chark have a decent chance to maybe do something in this offense. Either one of them could fill the Hollywood Brown role if they're healthy. There's videos out there on Twitter today of Quentin Johnson catching the ball. People are just roasting that guy, man. He's getting roasted. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little too wrapped up in these guys' role instead of their talent, and I project out that their role is going to be very beneficial even though they might suck, and it's a trap, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of guys that might suck that have a pretty decent role, and there's my running back room is stacked. I got Purdy, McCaffrey, Jacobs, Ayuk, Evans, Godwin, Bowers, Mixon, White, Elliott, Palmer. Man, my receiving core has had a major drop off. But let's be real. My running backs are going to carry this team. I wish I had. Wish I knew who the quarterback was going to be for the Raiders, because I sniped that guy up super late in this draft, and I'm up next. It looks like Jerry Jeudy's the top receiver left, and I'm just not a believer in him. I don't know. Gabe Davis is out there. I like him. Baker Mayfield, I'm going to take him even though I hate him. But I have a whole bunch of their guys. I'm just going to bite the bullet and take them. And I need a receiver so bad. I'm going to take Gabe Davis as that big play guy. And I hope he just keeps doing what he's done. And he scores 25 points every game that he plays good in. And I'll take 5 of those in best ball. And you can go ahead and disappear the rest of the season if that's what you got to do, Gabe. Obviously, I want more for him. But I don't know. If he's, I don't feel like Trevor Lawrence is going to get more out of Gabe Davis than Josh Allen did. On the other side of things, Gabe Davis is probably one of the most badass blocking receivers I've ever seen. That dude lined up behind Allen on the sneak plays. He lined up basically as an extra tight end all the time, and they'd run to his side, and he would just absolutely demolish linebackers and corners and safeties when he had. There wasn't a guy that guy couldn't block. I don't know what his blocking grade was, but it should have been higher, whatever it is. It's that guy. Now you're this far in the draft. We're in round 13. You're up. You got to start thinking some correlation here. You want to look at your QBs, and you want to see if there's anybody you can add that's not a reach that matches up to your QB. So if you got you're doing a lot better now. You're doing way better in this draft. In the last 2 drafts, you've taken a huge step. You got too many by week 12, though, so just don't take anybody else with by week 12. It's tough to avoid. It's not easy. I'm hoping Cade Otton slides all the way back to me. Not that it's a big deal if he doesn't. He probably isn't that good anyway, but that'd give me the Baker, Godwin, Evans, Otton combo. Yeah. So Jerry Jeudy's still sitting out here. Nobody believes in you, Jerry. It's 40 picks past your ADP. If he makes it back to me, Jerry, he just went and say, "I'll do you the favor, bro, and I'll take you." Otton went. That's probably for the better. I don't want to rely too heavy on the Bucks. I have a tendency to super stack everything. And I think that's a decent idea when you got a top 5 offense, but probably just stop where I'm at with the Bucks. I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna. A lot of times I'll reach and take a guy's third receiver late in the draft. I don't even know who their third receiver is going to be. I've been trying to figure that out for a couple of weeks, and I realized that I just can stop trying to figure that out because it's not gonna work. Ricky Pearsall, man, I got Ayuk, I got Purdy. I don't know, but Pearsall is pretty good. I really loved his college film. And if Ayuk or Samuel go down, I think that Pearsall is going to probably be worth having. I'm going to take him. I'm going to queue. Kendry Miller's kind of in the doghouse. He's got a hamstring issue, and the coach said that guy's got to learn how to stay healthy or he's never going to make a team. I'm going to take Isaiah Likely here. I don't see him making it back to me, and I'm pretty rotten at tight end. Brock Blowers and Isaiah Likely. Tight end room just got a little better, I think. I'm not buying a lot of the hype on these guys that are sitting here at the top of the draft boards. I haven't been drafting. Yeah, I haven't been drafting Kendry Miller at all for a while now. I don't know. I just got a gut feeling on him. Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm not buying the hype on. I think that the Giants' offense as a whole is going to be, Neighbors is going to be pretty good, and then I think Slayton's got to be, 900-yard number 2. And then Robinson I could see as being a decent slot guy, but I think his ceiling's probably something like 800 yards this year. Same with Pop Douglas. Him and Robinson are almost identical players in my mind. I feel like they're both going to be the slot on a team that I don't trust the passing offense in at all. Now, something to consider in Draftkings is the scoring system is a little different. And I believe you can get some special teams scoring in Draftkings, which on the Underdog and Drafters, I do not believe you get any special team scoring. So let me check here. How do you figure that out? I'm pretty sure. Contest details right here, okay? Rules and scoring. Okay, best ball. Yeah, punt, kickoff, return for a touchdown, you get 6 points in Draftkings. You get points for 2-point conversion. It's let me see here. We got. So we're dealing with a lot of bonuses in this league. You get 300 passing yards, you get 3-point bonus. 100 receiving or rushing, you get 3-point bonus. It's a lot. It's a lot like just your regular old fantasy league that you play with your bros. It's almost the exact same PPR settings as redraft league, and I'm thinking here. Some of these guys with return ability with the new return rules are slipping in this format. There's been some rumors that Ray Davis might be doing some returning in Buffalo. I could see Irving being a returner in Tampa, maybe. He's kind of got that thing going, I think. I almost took him last time around because I have Baker, and I thought, well, I have 5 running backs. I could probably get 6 in this. And if I'm going to get a 6 running back, why not take a flyer on him? He just went, though, of course. I'm up next. I got 2 QBs, 5 running backs, 6 receivers, and 2 tight ends. I don't love my tight end room. I want to probably have 3. Ugh. Mims, is Mims the returner there? I think I just took Mims. I took Mims hoping he's the returner. And I'm gonna take DJ Chark too. I think that there's a chance he could fill the deep threat role in Greg Roman's offense, and the deep threat role in Greg Roman's offense is pretty good. If they rotate Chark and Quentin Johnson at that position, and they can get 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns out of the pair, you do pretty good damage on a best ball team by getting them both, because they're not going to both pop off in the same week. It's going to be kind of one or the other there, I think. If one guy goes off, I highly doubt that there's room for the other guy to go off. I do think, though, that there's room for more than one guy to go off in every offense. I think that there's kind of a misconception in the best ball lineups that if you take too many guys from the same team, you're limiting yourself. And yeah, there is some truth to that, but I think it's plenty possible that tight end could have 8 for 110 and a touchdown, and a receiver could have 10 for 102 touchdowns or something like that. I mean, what we need to be focusing on is getting guys from high-scoring offenses and not worrying about having too many of those. If you have somebody from the 49ers offense and they're going to be a starter, you shouldn't pass up on that. If you have somebody from the Bills offense or the Chiefs offense or the Dolphins offense, the Bengals offense, the Eagles offense, the Cowboys offense should be good. Even though they didn't really add anything, I think they'll still be good. And I'm not afraid to take Dak. I'm not afraid to take Zeke. I'm not to take Lamb and Ferguson. And while I'm at it, I've been grabbing Jalen Tolbert, and I feel like that puts you in a pretty good spot. Dak can throw for 350 yards. Dak had the most 30-point games last year, I believe, in fantasy. 7, if I remember correctly, at quarterback position. You're on the clock. Mahomes, Taylor, Zach Moss, Adams, Kirk, Rashid Rice, Evan Ingram, Keon Coleman, T-Law, Gus Edwards, Chase Brown to pair with Zach. Hubbard, great pick. Fidel, not bad. Leggett, super beast. Slayton, you got 3 picks left. You're on the clock. You got 2 picks after this. So you're 3-6-6-3. You probably need some wide receivers. I'd lean wide receiver here if you can. You got 2 picks left. They're going to happen basically right at the turn there, and then I got 3 picks left. I'm going to pick 2 at this turn, and then I have the last pick in the draft because I'm in the 1 spot. So this has been a great learning experience. I would not have wanted to go on and have the community watch. I know Disco announced it a little bit, and I'm fine with those guys watching because we all love each other. But I'm appearing soon. I got 2582. I don't really have a lot of. I'm gonna check my running back cuffs real quick. See if there's any. And I like Jelani Woods. Jelani Woods has one of the highest RAS scores. The only part that stinks about him is his bye week's 14, and so is likely. Yeah. I'm gonna take Madison because I'm not a 100% believer in White. Yeah, Madison, I think is better than what he gets judged from last year on, because he played in a bad scheme for him. Looking at my team here, I got 3 tight ends, and 2 of them have the same bye week, but I knew it when I took the 3rd one. I just felt like he was the guy that I wanted, so I'm going to really need Bowers to play well in week 14. At least by then he should really be settled into the NFL. I got Madison, Brock Bowers, yeah. Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Jacobs, Ayuk, Evans, Godwin, Bowers, Mixon, White, Elliott, Palmer, Mayfield, Davis, Pearsall, Likely, Mims, Chark, Woods, Madison. I like this team. My buys 9, 11, 11, 5, 12, 9, 14, 5. I can't have another bye week 9 receiver, that's for sure. Jeez, do you trust Purdy and Mayfield enough to leave it a 2 QB league, or do you take Aiden O'Connell if he's there at the last pick? I saw today he's the betting favorite. He's minus 120 if you bet on him to be the starter. Yeah, but Aiden O'Connell after two training camp practices is negative 120 betting favorite to be the starter there. And I don't know. I'm sitting here this late in the draft, and I'm thinking I could take Fields or Connell. If Fields were to win the job, you might have a guy that could score 20 points a week in round 20. Right? And how many guys out here left realistically have a chance to score 20 points a week, even if the starter gets hurt in front of them? I'm looking here at the running backs. Justice Hill, Kenneth Gainwell could both score 20 points if the starter got hurt there. I look at the receivers. I am not a Javon Baker guy at all. I think that he's plenty talented, but man, that has a really deep wide receiver room. They don't have anybody really at the top. Kendrick Bourne, Douglas, Polk, Baker, Juju. I know I'm missing somebody too. The guy that was with the Vikings the last few years, KJ Osborne, he's been basically running with the ones there. I don't know. But I don't trust Brissett to throw for more than 220 yards most weeks. And I think Brissett's going to start probably the first half of the season. I like Brissett. I think Brissett could start the whole year, because if their defense really plays well, I could see a world. Yeah, I could see a world where okay, all the QBs are gone. So I'm not the only one with that good idea of who else is able to score you these kind of points. Brissett's there. Do you take Brissett? I got 2 QBs, 6 running backs. I definitely don't feel like I need another running back. My running back room is super solid. I got 1 handcuff and 5 starters. I got some good. I could maybe use another receiver. I don't love my receivers, but man, no one's sticking out to me. I just don't really want to take the chance on Baker. Hyatt. Yeah. Let's take a look at the board here. And yeah, there's a draft board there next to the players where you would click like QB, running back, tight end, wide receiver during the draft. All right, I'm gonna look at your team. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a grade here. So your Falgo Bofu. What does that stand for? It means Go Buffalo. It's like probably Jewish for Go Buffalo. Devontae Adams, Jonathan Taylor, Patrick Mahomes, Christian Kirk, Rashid Rice. Love Mahomes and Rice stack there. Taylor's a stud. So your bye weeks are pretty good there in the beginning. You don't have any major problems. You got Kirk and Coleman on the same bye. You got Lawrence. Lawrence and Mahomes is a great QB room. You took Bo Nix. You didn't have to take another quarterback there. I know it auto-picked you. But I think that it's a bad idea to take a third quarterback most of the time when you have Mahomes and Lawrence. It's okay to. I don't want to beat up a team over it. I've been roasted over taking 3 good quarterbacks plenty of times, and I don't know if I totally agree with that. I think that QB is the highest spike week potential, and with Mahomes and Lawrence, you're in a good spot for 2 good spikes, 2 good chances every week. And I don't know if Nix qualifies as a guy that is a good idea to take after you have those 2 guys. I know I'd get roasted for this, but I think that if you want to take another quarterback, you probably shouldn't. But if you do, it should be somebody that actually might be able to beat one of those guys out on a week. And I don't know if Nix is gonna. Yeah, I don't know. Nix might outscore one of those guys once or twice, and you get a little extra help on your bye weeks. I think that matters, you know. Gus Edwards, love Gus Bus. Why is he going so late? I have no idea. They're going to run the ball. Brown with Moss, super smart. I don't love cuffing running backs in round 11, but that situation, I totally agree with that call. Chuba Hubbard was a guy that you really had to draft because you only had three rooms. Chuba Hubbard could give you a 4th room. He reminds me of Freddie Jackson with the Bills, where they drafted a bunch of different guys and brought a bunch of different guys in, man, but Freddie Jackson just kept them legs churning and just kept getting that extra yard, and when it came down to it, no one else could stay healthy, and Fred Jackson he's just like Chubb Hubbard. They even look alike when they run. They kind of got like that stand up straight with low hip bend and a good forward lean when they're getting tackled. Vidal, it's a good flyer. He could be the starter there by week 5. Who knows? I mean, Vidal's one of those running backs that I think is a good flyer. I'm not taking him most of the time, but I think it's a good call. Leggett has looked great in 2 days of training camp. He's got a body on him. He looks like T.O. or he looks like what they call alpha dog. Conku, Hayden Hurst, and Evan Ingram. I can see why you get 3 tight ends there with a Conku being your second, but you got Evan Ingram. He led all tight ends in targets with 143. You probably are okay with just 2 tight ends in this build. Flyer on Hurst is not a flyer worth taking in my mind because I don't think his ceiling is like 20 points ever. I don't think he's ever going to score 20 points ever once. And Ingram could score you 20 points a lot. Conku, he give you like 3, 4, 15-point games, and Hurst maybe he. I know we've had this discussion before. We don't know who the tight end is there. We just don't. All I know is Hurts' stats and Greg Roman's offense were not good. Sermon, super great last round pick with Taylor and a thin running back room. I don't know if I'm taking handcuffs that much in these, but when you only get 3 really definite starters, I want those handcuffs then. That's the time to take your handcuffs. When you have Christian McCaffrey and Kyron Williams and Derrick Henry with your first 3 picks, you can just quit and then draft the whole rest of your team, and then you just have those handcuffs queued up, and you just make sure you grab them, and you know deep down inside that you got 3 of the best running back rooms, and you got everybody there that should potentially do well, and you can just leave all that other mumbo jumbo alone, and you don't got to take no chances on Bucky Irving or Khalil Herbert or Kendre Miller or Tyrone Tracy or Antonio Gibson. I feel like all those picks, although they could be league winners, I hate them. Every single time I make one, I feel like I'm just flushing my money down the toilet. These guys have an 80% chance of being worthless. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, A.J. Dillon, Will Shipley. I'm looking at the board here. Deontay Foreman, Rashawn Johnson. I mean, these guys might make your best ball lineup once a year if you're lucky. I mean, once a year if you're unlucky. Slayton, I like Slayton. That's a good team. That's your best team yet. Good job. I think you did really good there. This just goes to show you don't need to drink every time we get together and do these. I think last time you might have forgot who you were picking. All right, we'll go through my team real quick too. I think your team's just as good as my team for sure. I think you did really good. I think I have a good team. Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon. I mean, I got a really running back heavy team here. And when I'm in the one spot, I always hate my receivers. And I try like heck to sometimes cobble together a receiving room that I love. But I think that lately I've just been leaning into that running back room being my most important part of this team. And there's another theory, I mean, I've seen guys today. I seen a guy I drafted with in the afternoon. He had the first pick and he took McCaffrey, and he never took another starting running back. Not another starting. He just put together the whole rest of his team, and he thought, well, I know McCaffrey's going to make my lineup every week, so I don't have to worry about 2 running backs. So he had like 6 or 7 running backs, don't get me wrong, but not one of them was the starter. I think his very best next running back, if I remember correctly, it wasn't good, man. It was like Rico Dowdle, I think, or Ty Chandler. I think it was Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler was his number 2, and I could see him being good, but I could see Jones getting hurt. But I don't know. I'm not about that. I like 5 good running backs. If I can get 5 good running backs, I target 5 good running backs every draft I'm in, and it just doesn't work out. But I try every single time to get 5 starting running backs, and I quit. And I try not to touch another unless it's a handcuff of my number 1 or number 2 back in one of the very last 2 rounds. And I'm okay with handcuffing one of my top 2 guys, or a guy that's in an iffy situation like I did here, Madison and White. I hate this. Bowers. God, I hate drafting Bowers, but let's be real. If Bowers went in the draft last year, he would have been drafted ahead of Kincaid and Hawkinson. That's a fact. So look what both those guys did last year. The difference is Kincaid and Hawkinson have superstar quarterbacks. Did I say Hawkinson? I meant Laporta. Kincaid and Laporta have superstar quarterbacks. Bowers doesn't. I don't know. O'Connell might be their best chance to target a tight end. I don't remember Minshew really ever doing anything with the tight ends in his career. So I guess if I'm drafting Bowers, I'm hoping O'Connell's the starter. Ezekiel Elliott, running back for solid. Jacobs, Mixon, White, Elliott, and Madison. I got 5 really good running backs. McCaffrey, Jacobs, Mixon, White, Elliott. And I got that running back room locked up. I don't know. This team is not my best work. The receiving room just doesn't have that great of depth, but I like it. Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Palmer, Gabe Davis, Ricky Pearsall, Mims, and Chark. I mean, I got Baker, Evans, and Godwin, and I got Purdy, Ayuk, and Pearsall. Man, this grading the teams is pretty tough, you know, like I got mad respect for everybody that's doing these live streams, and they go through and they grade these teams in just a couple minutes each. And I can sit here for 20 minutes and look at these teams and think about whether or not I like them or not. You got Jelani Woods, Isaiah Likely, and Brock Bowers. Not a strong tight end room, but I think it gets the job done. Jacoby Brissett is a late round flyer. If he starts the whole year, that's going to be a great pick. Marvin Mims could get a couple punt return or kickoff return touchdowns too. I like both our teams. I think you did a good job, and I think at this stage, all my teams are at least solid. You know. I've done about 250 drafts. I'm going to try to I'm going to end the stream here.